If you're only training in person, you're missing out on a boatload of money. I get so many coaches that come to me that are just training in person that want to transition to an online model, and that's where I come in. Hi, my name is Zach Bordeaux, and I take in-person coaches online using the power of systems. This way, the coaches can transform more lives and continue to do what they love with more time and more freedom. So many coaches are just maxed out at the amount of clients that they can have, and there is a limit. In the case of in-person training, there is no leverage. And the problem is there's a huge income cap. So if you want more time, more money, make a bigger impact, and have more freedom, listen up. So before we get into this, I just want to say that it is not always a fast process. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's fast. The key here is to have aggressive patience. What is aggressive patience? Well, it means to still be aggressive on hitting those time goals, but be patient because it's not always going to be a fast process. The first thing I want you to do is pull out a sheet of paper and write down who you love to train and who you hate to train. Write down specific names and specific customer profiles. The first thing I want you to do is consolidate your schedule. If there's someone that you just hate training, stop training them. The goal here is to increase the TAM, or total addressable market. One big mistake that I see a lot of people making is relying on one-on-one Zoom meetings. These are a terrible idea because they don't actually increase your leverage, they just make it so you're sitting in front of a computer versus in a gym. A lot of the times this is not at all what a coach wants. And the other big thing is it's just not scalable. The problem is you're still trading your time for money, which means that there is no leverage on your time. Now, one con to being online is that there's just a lot more competition, but there are some ways to get around this. You need to have a better offer. If you want to see my full offer framework, I did outline this in a separate video, so I'll leave a link to that in the description. You have to define a very narrow problem that not everyone faces. You want to find a niche and find a specific group of people that you can help with a specific problem. Your goal is to not just be another fitness coach, because that is going to keep you commoditized and you're not going to be able to find any sort of clients. What you need to do instead is become a coach of something else. For example, you could become a mindset coach, or you can become a relationship coach that has fitness coaching as a part of their program. One of the local supplement shops around me does this very well. They give out free diet programs in their supplement store to get people in the door. Once people grasp onto this lead magnet, they come in and buy the supplements, which is their core offer. You can no longer make fitness coaching your core offer because it's so commoditized and everyone can get it for free. Another big tip that I'll give you is to build the credibility online before you leave your gym. If you can build up credibility, people will trust you a lot more. Try to post as much as possible before you sell anything because you'll be able to build up a lot more goodwill with your audience. One thing that I hear a lot from in-person coaches is that they feel like a rep counter. We don't want you to just be counting reps. We want you to be able to give actionable advice to your audience and change the most lives as possible. In order to do this, we need to define why you're special, different, or the one. After we optimize our offer fully, we want to move into the content space. One of the biggest mistakes that I see coaches make is just trying to make a new account. This is a terrible idea. When you create a new account for your page, you're not going to be able to get that targeted audience that you want. I've seen it time and time again. People will start their new fitness account, and the only people that will follow them are people who are already into fitness or other fitness coaches who do not need your service. One of the best platforms at the moment is Facebook. Facebook has a super high response rate, and it's very easy to contact a subset of people with Facebook groups. Whatever platform you decide, find your creative style that fits your needs. And listen, I don't like being on camera either. It's awkward, it's very weird. I've made a ton of mistakes throughout this video, but media is the way of now. It's not the way of the past, it's not the way of the future, it's the way of right now. And if you're not on camera, you're not going to be able to adapt and you're not going to be able to grow your business. Whatever your goal is, the only way you're going to be able to reach that goal is with media. I would recommend going the depth then width approach. What does it mean? Well, it means pick 1 to 2 platforms, dial in on them, get 1% better until you've conquered the platform. Once you've dialed in on those few platforms, then transition your offer to another platform. Now, another thing I hear from a lot of clients is, oh, I don't like sales. Well, guess what? I didn't like sales either, and I was terrible at it when I first started. But the only way to get better at sales is to practice. Now, a common misconception people have is that salespeople are bad. But the problem is we're in the era of the worst salespeople on the planet. Listen, if you are selling fitness products, sales is your obligation. If you can sell people, you can change their lives and impact people in ways that they could never imagine. So if you can't sell, you can't make an impact and you can't reach your goals. That's just the truth of it. Now, one way to get around common objections is to just prep them. I write down a list of every possible objection that I could get on a sales call, and I write a solution for it so I have a word track memorized. Now, if you're trying to sell your in-person clients on online services, here's what you need to say. I want to have a real connection with you outside of meeting time. Habits need to change, not just training. The goal here is to provide more value than the people who train in person. And the best way to do that is by training online and mastering people's habits. If you can track food and diet programs, you're going to be way better off as an online coach, and you're going to be able to get way better results. Listen, there is a little bit more risk online, but there's also a lot more reward. You're going to have a lot more freedom, a lot more time, and be able to make a much bigger impact on your clients. Remember, pressure makes diamonds, people. If you can withstand the risk, you're going to be able to build your brand way bigger than you ever thought possible. So if you want to scale your online business bigger than your in-person business, click this video right here. Also, you can subscribe to the channel by clicking right there. Until next time, I'll see you later.